There's a great Thai place right around the corner from your living room. Treat yourself to an out-to-dinner experience at home with Thai Kitchen. Just pour, stir, simmer, and give your favorite Thai place a run for its money. Make your kitchen a Thai kitchen.
Do not change the channel. You're watching Alternative Appetites, a presentation of the National Foundation for Celiac Awareness and Renegade Kitchen. Today on Alternative Appetites, we are making all things custard. I'm going to show you how to make two perfectly dreamy desserts from one batter. It's 2 for 1 day on Alternative Appetites. You're lucky. We're going to start with a banana caramel flan, and then we're going to chill things down and make a perfectly smooth, creamy, chocolate frozen custard. Let's get started. The first thing I want you to do is take a nice shiny kettle of water and put it on to boil. Now, if you're sitting there looking at me like I'm crazy because I said we're making flan and not tea, well, take it back a second. I need you to just do this and trust me. We will get back to it, I promise. Now let's make a caramel sauce, because you can't have flan without a perfectly golden brown caramel just dripping off it. If you think caramel is difficult to make, you're wrong, and I'm going to show you. Take an empty pan and 1 cup of sugar. Sugar, meet the empty pan. Put this over a very low heat and just let it go. Walk away. Don't look at it, don't stick a spoon in it, don't start stirring it. At most, you can take the handle and do this. Follow me? Just give it a little shake. That's all I want you to do. In about 10 or 15 minutes, you will have a delicious caramel syrup just like that. You're going to want to eat a spoonful of it, but beware. When it comes off the stove, it's incredibly hot, so don't even stick your finger in it. Put 2 tablespoons of the caramel in the bottom of each ramekin, which is what I've got over here. Doesn't that just look perfect? And you want to do a little dance. You want to make the caramel ride all the way around and a little bit up the side so that it coats the ramekin just perfectly. I have some bananas in these ramekins over here because, like I said, we are making banana caramel flan. You can go any flavor route here. Throw in some chopped hazelnuts, throw in some berries, some chopped chocolate. If you want to skip the caramel route altogether, get this. Take 2 tablespoons of your favorite jam, sizzle it together with about a teaspoon of some vanilla extract, and put that in the bottom. It's going to be delicious. What you want is a sauce to drip over the custard when you plate it. But talking about the custard, let's get to it. If you are sitting there twiddling your thumbs trying to figure out how on earth are they going to make a dairy-free custard on Alternative Appetites, let me tell you, we're going to use coconut milk. If you're only used to using coconut milk in your curries and your soups, get ready for a revolution. Coconut milk is delicious in all of your baked goods, in rice pudding, in custards, and I'm going to show you now how easy it is to use. I've got 2 cups of coconut milk right here. Put that into your saucepan and get that over low heat, just to simmer. Now, to flavor it, we're going to use one of my favorite ingredients, which is a real vanilla bean. They're very precious, just like Grandma, which is why they're sometimes encased in glass, unlike Grandma. You want to slice it all the way down. This is how you get to use them. You're going to become a professional vanilla bean harvester. Once you've sliced it, here you can see, you just split it open, and the inside is filled with all of these perfect little seeds. Now to get them, flatten it out and scrape it with the flat of your knife. There we go. You see that? Those are the gems. That's what we're looking for here. Now put that right into your coconut milk and let it simmer. You want to steep it. Basically, we're making a vanilla tea. But it would not be a custard if we didn't use eggs, so let's get cracking. I have 3 whole eggs right here. And I have 2 egg yolks. I separated them earlier. If you're not going to use the whites immediately, and trust me, you don't have to go ahead and make a meringue just because you've got whites sitting on your hands, throw them in a plastic bag or a little container, label them, put the date on them, and throw them in the freezer. You need them 2 months later, take them out, sit them on your counter, let them defrost. I promise they will beat up into stiff whites and be perfect for a meringue, and you won't have wasted anything. Get those 2 yolks right in there. And then we need 1/3 cup of sugar. All you have to do here is just whisk it together. It's going to take some arm strength. You want to whisk it until it's nice and pale yellow and frothy. There we go, that's looking good. Once you're there, grab that milk that you had simmering over low heat. Give it a little whisk to break up the vanilla bean. And then we're going to drizzle this very slowly into the eggs. If you go too quickly, you'll have scrambled eggs, which nobody's going to like. You want to whisk the whole time, again, to prevent scrambled eggs, to prevent any lumps from occurring. Making flan, making any kind of custard is a great arm workout. You can skip the gym the day you go. And that's it. Flan was probably on your list of fancy desserts you're never going to try. But look how easy it is. I promise we're almost done. All I'm going to do here is pour it through a strainer. In case any lumps did form and I missed them, set that aside. I'm going to grab my ramekins now, which you may notice they're in a roasting dish, and I've lined this with a towel. The reason it's lined with a towel, custard is, again, like your grandmother, very delicate. So you don't want to burn it. It's very sensitive to temperature, and the towel is going to protect the bottom from becoming overcooked. Pour in your custard base. It's about 1.5 cups per ramekin, right up to the line. Oh, doesn't that just look delicious? If it weren't raw eggs, I would eat it right now, but it does need to be cooked. And flan is done. Again, if you thought this was going to be difficult, it's not. It's that easy. If you remember, I asked you at the beginning to set a kettle of water on to boil. I've got some hot water right here, and what we're going to do is pour it right into the roasting dish. The reason I'm doing this is because flan, like I said, is very temperature sensitive. Any custard is. So you want to pour the water in until it's about 2/3 of the way up the side of the ramekin. This is going to even out the temperature as it bakes and make sure that you don't get a ring of really tough custard around the outside while there's a center that's undercooked. I've got my oven preset to 325 degrees. We're going to slide this in and cook it for 25 to 30 minutes. When we get back, I will show you how to tell if your flan is done, and then, friends, we're taking things down a few degrees and we're going to make the perfect frozen chocolate custard all out of coconut milk. This is Alternative Appetites. Rock on.